Everyone, my name is G. Ajay Kumar and I am here to present my topic for concept video in solid mechanics. My topic is stress strain relationship for solids and modeling of stress strain curve for a ductile material. Definition of normal stress or axial stress. Stress is denoted by sigma, which is force applied for unit area of cross section for a given specimen. Here shown is a cylindrical specimen for which force is acted compressively along and tensile along the axis of its length. Normal strain. Strain is nothing but change in the length after application of load, which is denoted by delta L by L. L means the original length and delta L is the change in length, that is final length minus total length after application of the load. Poisson's ratio. It gives the ratio of change in diameter to the change in length. Shear stress. Shear stress is also force per area. Shear stress results from a force of couple. Shear stress tends to deform an object as shown in the picture. Shear strain is denoted by Y or is equals to tan theta and is given by delta x by L. Shear strain results from a force of couple. It's also shear stress tends to deform an object as shown and the change in the dimensions is defined as shear strain. The tensile testing. In tensile testing, we use a specimen and apply force or hold the two ends with screw threads and pull it apart until the material fails. Uniaxial stress. The stress strain relationship is epsilon is equals to 1 by E into sigma, where E is the Young's modulus and sigma is the stress along the axis, which gives the strain. And transverse strain is mu equals to mod of E from axis Y and divided by epsilon from the same x-axis. Stress strain curve. This is our main topic. Before stress strain curve, we have to discuss some laws like proportionality limit. Proportionality limit is first for an elastic object. Like the elastic object means the object which can regain its original shape before application load when the load is removed. Like a rubber band, when we stretch a rubber band, it deforms, but when we release the rubber band it comes back into its original shape. This is elasticity. And there are few points in the elasticity to failure of a material which is ductile and elastic. And first one is proportional limit. It is the limit up to where stress applied on the object and deformation, that is strain of the object, are proportional. As the load increases, the stress and strain also increases. And second one is elastic limit. Elastic limit is beyond proportionality limit up to where the object can regain its shape even when the load is removed. And then comes the upper yield point. It is the maximum stress at which the object tends to deform permanently. And then comes the lower yield point. It is the point where the object will deform even for a little stress. And if we keep on increasing the load, there comes a point at which the object doesn't deform up to a point, and that point, final point, is called as ultimate point. And if we keep on increasing the load, then the necking starts in the specimen and finally it gets fractured. That is called point of fracture or failure point. These are the five common six common points in a elastic object when it is subjected to stress. Here is the stress strain curve for ductile material, which is detailed. The curve under the elastic point is elastic region, and yielding starts from upper yield point to the strain hardening point, and up to ultimate stress the strain hardening takes place, and after ultimate stress necking starts and the fracture of the material takes place. Only the area under elastic point is known as elastic behavior, and the total area after that elastic point comes under plastic behavior, which means non-elastic behavior. Plastic property can be easily understood that if the load is applied, the subject deforms permanently. That is, it does not regain its shape after the load is removed. Stress strain curve for a brittle material is only up to elastic point or proportionality limit. After that, it directly fractures. The proportionality limit can also be defined as the Hooke's law, up to where stress and strain is directly proportional to each other. Here are the mentionings of those points. First one ultimate strength, second one yield strength, third one rupture, fourth strain hardening, five necking region of the processes involved while applying the load. Proportionality limit, stress above which stress is not longer proportional to the strain, and the elastic limit, the maximum stress that can be applied without resulting in permanent deformation when unloaded. Yield point, stress at which there are large increases in strain with little or no increase in stress. Among common structural metals, only steel exhibits this type of response. Yield strength, the maximum stress that can be applied without exceeding a specified value of permanent strain, typically 2% or 0.002 in the units. Mechanical design and optical engineering 21. Ultimate strength, the maximum stress the material can withstand based on the original area. Here are the points given for the main points in a yielded stressed object. This force can be of tensile or compressive. This is taken for aluminium and this is for mild steel. The both curves are different. Shows that the properties of metals vary from each other. True stress and true strain. Ductile material test specimen. Here for the first one shows the necking and the second one shows the fractured object. At yield, the specimen starts necking and at the rupture it directly fractures. And this is the true stress and true strain are based upon instantaneous values of cross-sectional area and gauge length. Gauge length means the length from the threads of the specimen to the inside. The region of stress strain curve. Up to yield point, it is elastic limit, it is known as elastic region, and from elastic point to failure point is known as plastic region. This is showed in the pressure volume graph. The given area is work. And then comes the deeper analysis of uniaxial stress state elastic analysis, and the relationships are Young's modulus is equals to sigma by epsilon, which can be written in Hooke's law as sigma is directly proportional to epsilon, and if multiplied by a constant, that is Young's modulus, they may be equated. And that's all more for my presentation. Thank you.